let's see what we got here.
It would be my pleasure.
Okay, that's great. What are my objectives here right now? Okay, search the archives. Okay. Interrogate Lanting, investigate the ancient bracelet, and how it could have appeared at Half Moon Street. Okay. Nothing else to do here, so let's bounce over to Scotland Yard and talk to our dude, I guess. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo-ba-doop-a-doo-doo-doo. At least he's not checking the damn walkthrough again. Click. See what we got.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I want to be in your office. I don't get to come in here very often.
Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Several.
Who knows, Inspector?
Several.
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Cool.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Say if a street urchin like him had killed them, they would have certainly taken the bracelet. That's a morgue. I don't want a morgue. I want the evidence room. What you got?
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Aw.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Okay, looks like 2 spent cartridges. Oh, that's right. The Webley's a break open.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Okay.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Now no, I'm not gonna investigate the apple. This is the apple's the big crux of the entire case. What do we got? Langton's revolver, 2 victims, double murder. Okay. More thoughts? Different shots, Langton revolver. Turner could hear the contrast between the 2 shots. His first shot was fired in the 10. Directly afterwards, Turner could hear contrast as though they were made from different points at Half Moon Street. That makes sense, I guess. Common statement. Leighton Chapman is the only person who has been seen entering Half Moon Street. He was sending other victims afterwards. Okay. Nothing else I can do here, I think. Back out. Really? Okay. Common statement. Simultaneous shot firing positions. Compelling evidence. Are we good now? No? Loot list. What the? You hear the? Okay. Okay. But there's nothing else to think about. What the? Never mind. I don't know why it wanted me to do that, to make the conflicting statements instead of the one that worked. Hello, sleepy officer.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? Hello.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Criminal scum!
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you?
Charlie?
I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Da-da!
All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Everything or everything? Let's investigate. Deep scar, occasional fights, grew up on the street. Black eye. Recent beating, recently arrested, hot-headed. What the? Office clerk, fancy scarf, downtown fashion, cushy job. Okay. Hello. Good at a crime. You really are criminal scum this time.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon.
Okay.
And suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Okay, so why did you have a gun? Do you just have one?
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took it. And then I followed the third man.
Okay, you took the gun. From the body?
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man.
Huh.
Then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
Okay. The third man.
Leighton,
Or fourth, I guess,
are you
counting
able
you.
to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was
Figures.
too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
What about it?
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away.
Huh.
Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Interesting. I'm thinking Guy Fawkes dummy. Why follow him?
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Nope, I think you're wrong. Westgate prisoners.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
Tattoos.
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
I am not. Fuck, I am falling asleep
You're
on me.
right, Mr. Holmes.
What do you know about Mr. Vercotti?
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
Does he go good with
We were
sun-dried
convicted
tomatoes?
For a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison.
Ooh, not good.
He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Okay. Now what do we got? Two victims, latent statement, lootless. Common statement. Two victims, latent. Nope. Oh, okay. Violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Langton could have had a personal motive. And this thought is imaginary man, the person whom Layton describes as a figment of his imagination created to vindicate himself. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm thinking we may have a little bit of up and away puppeteering going on here. Let's check my objectives. Okay, we got the antique bracelet, and we got the tasks. Cool. Oh, let's check our rewards page here. See what we got out of that last one. We kept the deadly plant. Of course. Well, it is by far the least terrifying looking of the bunch. Okay. Okay, and this should be the last time we meet new people. From the looks of things. Great Man Master is a strange character. He has a Chinese tattoo, peculiar scar on the palm of his left hand, injury that occurs from the unnecessary force of chemical pipette. His characteristic chemistry requires a Cartesian mindset, whatever that fucking means. Let's bounce back to Baker Street. Do a little bit of investigating on that bracelet. I'm interested in see what's coming on here. Like this, we got another ancient Greek thing happening. That's interesting. Then we got some other stuff going on. I'm hoping we're gonna see a recurring cast of characters coming up in this last case. Hello. Appear to have roommates in my video game. Alright, let's have a look. Ancient bracelet. Chemistry, poison toxins, wounds and injuries, criminalities, martial arts, marks and symbolisms. Rod, religious symbols, skull and crossbones, the Divine Syndicate, London Garden Supplies, rods of...
That is not the...
Oh, fine. Let's have a look. See, newspaper, encyclopedia. Ram's head. Fuck you. Fuck you every time. Antique golden bracelets was found, decorated with distinctive ram's head. Marks and symbols. Religious symbols. No. Okay, what the fuck? I'm not skipping it. I've done every one of these things. I'm not going to skip out on this. It's just, I don't know where to start looking here. Economic sciences, technology, history. Technology? Medicine, botany. That's capital, the economy of the UK. Oh! Here we go. Beautiful antique jewels represent the part of Hellenistic treasure collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of the mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. 5 rams of mellet tank has been missing from the museum since 1885. Huh.
Here it is.
You found an ancient lost treasure.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
Okay. Why'd you boot me out? Alright, now let's go to the newspapers for 1885. Hellenistic treasure stolen. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way to the British Museum, Ganford, blah, blah, blah. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by a surviving driver of the cab, and had been transported, that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. All treasures are still to be found.
Here it is.
Interesting.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
You seemed to be laughing when you said that. All right, pawn shop it is. I'm guessing that's where that key will fit. What are my objectives right now? Investigate ancient bracelet. Possible crossfire. Wait a minute. Perform a reenactment. Yay, more roleplay with Watson. But first, let's bounce to the pawn shop. Oh boy. Fun cases, fun cases. We had, I think, two misses, so that was, again, one by the gut instinct. And then, I don't know, that one ending that we had, I keep thinking about that one Bav murder. Watson, do you want to come in? Watson? Watson, I can't reach you. Okay. Just gonna leave me by my lonesome. I don't mind. I'm not scared or anything. I got my crickets to keep me company. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the hell is that? 20 lions? Bengal tigers? What the fuck is that? Looks like 3 elephants, but that does not look like an elephant. It looks like something. That looks like something. That looks like a Githian or something. Oh, I shouldn't think too much on it. Pawn shop. Butler's pawn shop. Watson, you gonna follow me?
Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Surprise, surprise. I have no Watson. Alright. Got the creepy music back, though. Look at the shelves. Climbing equipment.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Okay. I guess that's just an object of interest for me. I don't know why, but... Let's see what else we got. More shelves.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Huh. I could account for the flash. Though it's over here. So, I don't know why I need it. Counter. Nothing there. Aha!
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Interesting. What's this letter say? Hello, Kenneth! Remember, you once told me about the 3 pieces of jewelry with the ram's heads from ancient Greece? You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork over a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alien Half Moon Street Sunday evening before the fireworks. Bacardi. Okay.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Anything else? We got a thought. Let's look at the thought. LinkedIn statements, Butler's jewels, long lost art, 2 victims. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive of the crime. It was committed to Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner was picked up bracelet directly after the murder. The ring is still missing. Violent crime committed by Half Moon Street. Oh. No, clearly this is the one. Long lost art. Okay. That should be all I need to do, I think. Yes, good. Okay. Oh. Lots of nice looking knickknacks here. Sewing machine? Interesting. Typewriter company. A violin. Interesting. Okay, so we got a bunch of objects of interest here. But nothing too interesting. Why did Watson not follow me in? I'm very sad and lonely without my Watson. I can talk to you, though. Oh, I can look at you anyway. But you are not a Watson. Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. Wasn't me. Nope, wasn't me. Let's see what we got left here. Okay, so we found our necklace. What's our next objective here? I guess we'll head back to Half Moon Street and roleplay with Watson. Weird, though, he didn't follow me in. I wonder why. Maybe they just had a really hard time getting Watson not to, you know, bounce around too much in that area, so they just stapled him to the ground there. That's the only reason I can think of. Just make it simpler on themselves. Probably a budgeting issue. Okay, and here we are again with Watson.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind.
You can always ask. Okay. And I walked into something, I guess.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Well, you two are having fun.
It would be my...
Okay. Select the gunman. Well, I know that one of these guys had a gun. I think it was this one. Why is it...
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
You mean like a long pole with a stick at the end? Here you go. Mine.
This should be useful.
Alright, and one more time. Bullet holes?
Nothing interesting here.
Okay. Then... why would you think that he would shoot up there? Seriously, why?
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh.
Okay.
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
What? What are you talking about? Why would you think that... I don't get it. I really don't. Simultaneous shots. Oh, because there was one of them that was louder than the other, because there was two shots fired at the same time. Two gunshots fired simultaneously afterwards. Crossfire. Kenneth Butcher both died in a crossfire, each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. We're victims of a double murder carried out by one person. Let's go with the crossfire idea. I double murder then. Well, fuck you. I don't know. Long lost art, third shot. What's this one give me? Layton's chaplain's statement regarding the jacketed man who disappeared in Half Moon. There were 3 shots at the crime scene, proving the presence of a second gun that is now missing. I guess. Okay. So, what's my objective now? More roleplay? Talk to Constable Marrow. Okay, what do you got for me? Hello? These
Constable
load
Marrow,
times.
I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Run through it with
Take
your lamp.
and start walking, just as you did before. And try to find me.
Understood.
I'm playing hide and seek. Where shall I hide? What am I doing?
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
This is just I'm playing as the constable and I'm playing hide and seek with Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Fuck, this is the silliest. Okay, now I'm trying to find him again.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
This is the silliest damn thing. Alright, let's check this side then. But to be honest, I ran right past him the first time, so, I mean, it's possible. Where are you? Come out wherever you are. Sherlock. Come on, where are you? There you are.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Sure. Let's go with that.